I know it's always, particularly after a 6-day break. I guess with Dangerfield, you have to make a decision a bit earlier than what you typically would. But Dangerfield, we just had a meeting then with the doctor and him, and they're both really confident. So he's been ticked off right to go. Scotty Thompson was a challenging one because it wasn't your typical hamstring injury. It's more of a neural referred pain. So for him, it's a back-related type tightness. We seem to think we're on top of that. You just don't know if he gets a hit early or late in the game with fatigue. It's hard to pick up with those neural type injuries, but we're confident that both of those boys are fit to play.
Does the doctor think that's a long-term? Is that long-term, that sort of neural stuff?
It can be, yeah. It's a tricky one to manage. As I said, it's not your traditional hamstring where normally you miss 3 weeks and you're back at full speed again. We have to just ensure, particularly with his experience and age, that we just keep monitoring him. He's a really important player for us. He's had a great season, but yeah, that was sort of more the trickier one than Dangerfield, was just to make sure both those boys were right. But yeah, Tomo's is more of a referral.
So is he going to be touch and go every week, like the rest of the season? You sort of got to work on him.
Yeah, it seems like it will be. We'll have to make sure, I guess, each week we'll probably just have to have a chat about where he's at and how he's feeling, and hopefully it just keeps improving. It. The bye was good for us though, to give him an extra sort of week, and yeah, but we're confident this week. We've done everything we possibly can to ensure that he's right to go, and he's ticked all the boxes that we've put in front of him.
Sando, what about Tom Leach? How difficult a decision? A few people have expressed some surprise. How tough a call was that?
Yeah, it's a tough one because we've been waiting so long to get Lynchy back into the side. He's really important for our structure and how we set up, but his form's just a little bit scratchy at the moment. So he's kicking at sort of 25% efficiency in the couple of games that he's been back. So he's just got a couple of things we need to tidy up on. We love his work rate, we love his energy. He's just got a couple of things that we need to see a slight improvement in. But it's that time of the year when we've got less and less injuries that the competition for spots is real, and everybody has to play their role, execute their role. Otherwise, you might miss out. So we should get, Cameron returns in the SANFL this week. Kerridge will be back next week. So once again, fortunately, we're injury-wise, touch wood, we're pretty good this time of the year. We had our challenges in the front half of the season, but this year the competition, this back half of the year, competition for spots is certainly going to be something we'll be talking about over the next few weeks.
Obviously, winning the game is the most important thing, but what do you want to see from your team tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I mean, we can't get drawn into some of the external talk about 5 matches to go and where do we sit on the ladder, and we're still looking for ways to improve in every contest that we go to. And I've been saying it for, I guess, the last sort of 4, 5, 6 weeks. We just have to beat our next opponent. West Coast are a difficult side. Defensively, they're one of the best sides in the competition when you look at their numbers. We've got to be at our best to beat them. And you've seen across the competition, every round, there's 2 or 3 games which probably don't go the way you expect. And we've got to certainly respect this game. We can't have any players arriving at this ground tomorrow thinking anything but 100% intensity, work rate, determination. So we'll ensure that we turn up ready to play tomorrow.
Is it the danger that you're working so hard, it takes you around 18 to get into the top 8? Is that the danger that you're concerned about? Because on paper you've got your best team of the year in tomorrow, that they could mentally lapse off and
yeah, it is. It's the reality of this industry is we have scrapped and fought so hard to get into the 8 at round 18, and we didn't start the season well. 0-3. Since then, 9-5. With 4 of those losses under 2 goals. But it feels like we're playing good footy. But in this business, you just can't at any moment take your foot off the gas, and we have to be ruthless with our attitude. We have to ensure that our process, no matter if we're playing West Coast at home, Collingwood away, it has to be the same. So mentally, we have to be ruthless again tomorrow.
How do you guard against that? Is that the mentality you have to take in? If you push that on your group during the week just to guard against that?
Yeah, we have. The process hasn't changed for us this week. We've had a quick turnaround. We played Collingwood at the MCG on Sunday night. Pretty quickly, we're back into it. A Saturday afternoon game at home. So a 6-day break, our process hasn't changed. We've spent exactly the same amount of time preparing for West Coast that we did Collingwood. When you look at matchups and strategy and how West Coast play, they're going to be hungry tomorrow. So we have to be at our best as always. You can't drop your guard against any opposition, but we'll have to be at our best again tomorrow.
Still on the mental lapse sort of thing, a few times already this year where you've had the opportunity to, if you win this game, you're into the 8.
That's right.
And it hasn't quite happened. So do you think it's the lapses have happened enough for the players to know to avoid it this week?
Yeah, that's a really good point. We've been in this situation before. Last week we grabbed it. Last week the opportunity was there. We were the final game of the round. A win would have put us in the 8, and we grabbed it. That's the first time we've done that this year. We've been inconsistent, and we've had opportunities in the past this year, and we haven't been able to take them. So we're learning. We saw some great leadership late last week in that game against Collingwood. We're still very young on paper, and we're still very inexperienced when you look at games played, but we have to keep learning, and tomorrow's a great opportunity where a good side will come tomorrow ready to play and go through the same process. So that's going to be the challenge for our young group tomorrow.
Adam Simpson said that he needs a few bigger body midfielders because they are traditionally a small sort of inside team. Do you think, given the nature of your midfield structure, you can just bully him?
Yes and no. I mean, you have to respect guys like Andrew Gaff, Priddis, Shuey. These are some of the best midfielders in the competition, And I know Gaff and Shuey are still very young in their development, but Priddis has had a fantastic season, Maston out on the wing. They're going to be a handful for us, Fortunately, we've got some good names in there too, The Jacobs-Natanui matchup is sort of mouth-watering, I know people don't traditionally go to the game to watch two ruckmen go at it, but our boy, Jacobs, is in his 100th game. He's had a fantastic season. But Natanui is just something special. He's got that X-factor ability. They take in 3 ruckmen, McGovern and also Lysett. So Sauce will have his challenges tomorrow. He'll have to be at his best if they triple team him. So, but yeah, Dangerfield, Sloan, Thompson, McKay, Brodie Martin's had a really good season for us. So hopefully we can just keep putting numbers through there. Richard Douglas was great last week on Pendlebury. So we'll have to just keep putting numbers through there, hopefully try and wear them down.